Hello and welcome everyone. This is Race on Oz. This is Monday night. This is the PC League. My name is Nick and I'm going to be taking you through the final round of the season, the third season for 2024. We are going to be doing 60 minutes around the famous Paul Ricard circuit. So we'll be getting underway very, very shortly. Before we do that though, let's take a look. So round 9 of 9. That's where we've been. This is where we are. So final round of the season in Paul Ricard. Before we do that, let's take a quick look back at last week's race around Valencia. It was quite hot last week. Hot track temperatures. But it was Max Ricker who took out victory last week at Paul Ricard. So big congratulations to him. That was his fourth race victory of the season. He's second on the trot, so he'll be looking to try and finish off with a hat-trick of wins for the season. For Silver Class, it was the fifth class victory for Peter Wall. So an awesome effort from him last week. Once again, the class of the Silver Field. He took out his fifth class victory for Silver, pretty much cementing his championship classification there of P1, which we'll get to very, very shortly. But yeah, Peter Wall, 5 class victories for the season. And then for his third class victory of the season was Wally Masterson in the Ferrari. So big congratulations to him. He's currently leading the AM Championship by 17 points. He's got Herbertron fast on his heels. So we'll see how that pans out this evening. But that was last week. Congratulations to all the class winners. In terms of championship standings, so the overall championship standings right now, it's Max Ricker. He is 71 points clear of Jack Steele, who's sitting in second position on 539 points. So the championship well and truly sewn up right now for Max Ricker. Jack Steele, had a cracking season. You can see how many podiums he's had there. 5 podiums in total, 3 podiums in the last 3 races as well. So he's been in some great form this season. Terry Rayton, 4th last week. He's sitting 3rd in the championship on 501 points. Just that sort of round 7 and the round 1 kind of curtailed his season a little bit. P4 is Benjamin Hignett on 483 points. His best finish of the season last week in second. 5th place in the championship. Another solid season from Paul Russell. So 455 points is where he finds himself at this stage of proceedings. Matt Frost, once again, Mr. Consistency, 442 points in 6th. Andrew Lawrenson, he's missed more races. I think he's missed as many races as he's raced. So he finds himself in 7th position. 8th is Mitch Hayes, 345 points. He's had a decent old season, Mitch Hayes. He's been up there, a 4th and a 3rd in there as well. So he's had some good finishing positions. Peter Wall, as I mentioned, the silver class driver there in P9, and rounding out the top 10 is James Pierre Reid. Let's have a quick look at the silver class standing. So it is Peter Wall leading the way. His 5 class victories puts him on top on 335 points. Neil Fakeney sitting in second there with the single class victory. Adrian Rice, he's got a couple of class victories in that Mustang, sitting in 3rd. So you'll see if he can jump up a spot this evening. Chris Hildebrandt in 4th. Matthew Marsh in 5th. And Mark Hurley rounding out the table there in should be 6th, so 7th. AM, as mentioned, Wally Masterson leading the way by 17 points over Herbertron. So 3 class victories to 2. Lee Perkins sitting there in 3rd with 3 class victories as well. Mark Stevens in 4th. Michael Llewellyn in 5th. And 6th is Zach Jensen. 8th, Simeon Cocker, who obviously hasn't scored any points this season. Haven't seen him very often either. In terms of the ballast, this is where it stands right now. So 32 kilos to Max Ricker, 21 to Andrew Lawrenson, then 17 to Steele, 14 to Rayton, 10 to Wall. Hignett with 7, Rice with 5, then Kinnearo 4, Russell 3, Hayes 3, and Neil Fakney 2. And then you can see the penalty points as well. So as mentioned, last week in Valencia, this week in Paul Ricard. As we go and have a look at this circuit, 13 turns, 5.77 kilometres. It's going to be relatively warm. Track conditions, 34 degrees track, 28 degrees air temperature. Hey, Heather Russell, she's in the chat. Let's go, Paul. Yes, this first section, getting through turn 1 and 2, obviously usually a little bit chaotic at the start of the race, but we'll see how these guys go as they make their way through turns 3 to 7, and then it's a massive long blast up the Mistral Straight, one of the longest straights that we'll race on this season. Not as long as the straight the Nordschleife into the fast right-hander of 8, which is Signs. Then you're coming into through 9. And a strange old left-hander of turn 10, 11, 12, and then 13 for the final corner on the circuit. So that is everything ready to go. We've got 18 cars in the field. Practice is about to end. So welcome all on the stream. You can see there's 8 people watching. Hello to you all. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Oh, no, I did. I went and saw some GT racing down at Phillip Island. The GT World Challenge Festival or whatever it was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. It was good to get down there as Adrian Rice is finishing off his laps right now. Who else is out there? James Pierre Rees. So Max Ricker with a 154.487, the fastest time in qualifying. Working now. This is my reliable pen as well. 487, so I'll just keep an eye on that. As you can see, track temperature 34 degrees, air temperature is 28, and it is at optimum. So beautiful sunshine shining down on this very famous circuit, predominantly used as a test circuit. They do have obviously racing there throughout the year with various series. F1's used to go there, but not anymore. I think it was... Is it location? And Magny-Cours is that's the GOAT French track. Oh, well, Le Mans would be up there as well. Lots of good circuits in France. Here we go. P9. No, not P9. The number 9, Neil Fakney, finishing off his laps as well. Adrian Rice, once again, having a good run. Lots of talk about top speeds up the Mistral Straight this evening. Lots of talk about rear wing settings. I think Max Ricker was going to have a crack at something quite slippery for the evening. And then there's been various other sort of conversations around how they can generate a little bit more speed from their car. There we go. Right, let's see who is out. So I think it was Max Ricker out on circuit first. No, it wasn't. Is Vinny Canero racing tonight? He is, but he's still in the pits. Who was the first one out? Oh, it was Benjamin Hignett, I think, was the first car out on track. So 15-minute qualifying session to get proceedings underway, and we'll get into the 60-minute race. I'm more used to us finishing the season with an enduro, but we've had all 3 of those completed this season already. So this is just the standard 60-minute sprint. Not too sure when we're going to kick into the next season, but I think it's not going to be too long from now. So I think there is going to be a short break. I think there's some talk of doing a one-make series or something like that. Yeah, but we'll see how we go with that, as most cars filing out onto the circuit. Lee Perkins in the Ferrari, Zach Jensen there. Out there. So everyone out on circuit, all 18 cars at the one time, keen to get their qualifying laps in. So a 54.487 Fastest time set in free practice, that was by Max Ricker. We'll see how he goes now that the qualifying session has begun. Here, Benjamin Hignett, he's going to give us our first timed lap. Let's go for a lap of the 12.7 Paul Ricard circuit. Car over as far right as you possibly can, taking out some of the cones there. Easy to get track violations through here, always quite annoying to see him sliding everywhere at the moment. Easy to get track violations through here. You want to be as late on the brakes as you possibly can, using all of the curb possible. Try and keep the car to the left to get a nice wide entry into turn 5. Make it through turn 6 requires a little bit of patience, and then you can pretty much put the foot flat to the floor now. You take turn 7 there without any dramas, and then it's a blast up the Mistral straight, where I'm sure we'll see plenty of overtaking happening this evening. It's a good opportunity to just take a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather before you get into this next part of the lap. Turn rate, a fast right-hander, which is signs, S-I-G-N-E-S, getting nice and wide through there. I'm sure we'll see plenty of drifting action as well. You can just go out to those little cones there. So that's the outer boundaries of the circuit, how they're marked. Then through turn 9, it just feels like it goes forever. You want to drift out as wide as possible. It's a late apex for turn number 10. Through second gear into third now. Through fourth. Second gear corner for turn 12, and then down into first for turn 13. So that's a lap of Paul Ricard. We'll see where he does come out now. It would obviously be P1, James Pierre Reid in there as well. Matt Frost making his way to the line. Max Ricker will be there as well. Lee Perkins not far behind him. Paul Russell too. He was up there in the times in free practice. Wrong car. It was 6 upside down. I was going for Paul Russell. Where was 33? There's Lee Perkins. He's making his way to the line. Vinny Canero as well. I've got Adrian Rice here. Car number 2, that's Nando Latenzio. He makes his way towards the line. 176. That is Mitch Hayes. He sets a time now. 996. That's Jack Steele. Let's see where he filters out in this triple round. No, okay, he's going to be on his first time lap now. It is James Mack. So 154.647. So a couple of tenths slower than what we saw in free practice, but that's only the first set of time lapse. I'm sure we'll see that time come down in the next 10 minutes that this qualifying session has left. It is 512. Here we go. Here's Arbitron. 37. Where is 37? 37, Wally Masterson. 85, this is Terry Rayton. Let's see how he goes here in the laundry house entry. Trying to be more attentive to the screen this evening. Who else? I think Ricker is about to come across and set a timed lap. Frost is one of those cars as well. Paul Russell is up on his best time. Matt Frost goes top of the times. Nice work, Matt Frost. Here's Russell. He goes into P1 now. So P1 changing hands a couple of times already. Ricker, he crossed the line. 76, that is Mitch Hayes. Adrian Rice coming through now as well. Jack Steele will be the next one. This is the man to keep an eye on here. He goes to the top of the times. Nice work from him. What about Zach Jensen? Currently sitting 13th, not too far away from the halfway mark of this qualifying session. He hits the line, goes up into P10. Nice work from him. Here's Hignett. About Terry Rayton. Let's see what sort of time he can set. This will be his first timed run. He goes to P2. So nice work there. Good start from Terry Rayton. Here's Benjamin Hignett, currently P10. About 8/10 up on his best time. That'd get him somewhere pretty close to the front row of the grid. As we're just over halfway. So Steele leads it from Rayton, Russell, Frost and Reed. Highest of the silver runners is Adrian Rice, and highest of the AM runners is Zach Jensen. So good to see him heading the AM class. Herbertron and Wally Masterson, they're both doing battle for the AM championship in this final round. Paul Russell, he has invalidated this lap, so that won't count for him. P4 is where he will remain. Here's Vinny Quinero. His way through turn 13. A few tenths up on his best time. Let's see where he shakes out. P6. Right there from Vinny Quinero. On it, there we go. Does he beat his time? He does, so remains there in P1 right now. We'll be hoping to remain there. I think he's done a fair bit of practice as well for this race, has Jack Steele. His main protagonist over the last few races has been Max Ricker, who's down there in P9, so he did mention he might be going with a bit more of an experimental setup for tonight's race. Yeah, so that might be reflected in the times. 33, here's Lee Perkins. Making his way through the final turn. So 5.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. It's Steele still leading the way. Hignett's jumped up there as well. Terry Rayton, Russell Frost, Quinero, Reed, Rice, Ricker and Hayes. It's your top 10, looking pretty good so far. Here's Matt Frost. He's looking to improve. He won't. So we'll go for another trip around. Paul Russell, he's a few tenths up. So could he snatch pole position here? Lost a little bit of time out of the final turn there. He gets under the front row of the grid though. He goes P2. Nice work there to Paul Russell. He was talking about top end speed issues as well. It doesn't look like he has any of those at this stage of proceedings. He's looking pretty good right now. This is Herbertron. So there's just those little markers there that you can see on the side of the road. That indicates if you're out of bounds or not, if your lap stays valid. 4.5 minutes left. 54.252. So the fastest time in free practice has been broken by Jack Steele. A couple of tenths faster, in fact. So 4 drivers all have beaten the fastest time that we saw in free practice. So the track definitely fully optimum right now. As Herbertron, he's not going to improve his time. Wally Masterson only just, but not enough to move up a position. Here comes Matt Frost. He's making his way through turn 9. Currently sitting P5 at 54.565. So 3/10 slower than the fastest time. That is set by Jack Steele in the Aston Martin. So one of 2 BMWs, Matt Frost and Neil Fakeney, the other one. Neil Fakey down in P14 right now in third in silver class. Adrian Rice continues to lead the silver class. He's ninth outright. And Zach Jensen continuing his strong form right now in this qualifying session, leading the AM class and 11th outright. So great work from him. If we go back to Wally Masterson, he's taking this for a trip along the Mistral Straight. There's actually an airfield just to the left over there. So I'm not too sure if planes land during the game or not, during when the sim is running. But yeah, there's definitely an airfield there. Images on the TV as well as he makes his way through turn 8. This is turn 9 and that's enough for him. Just lost too much traction there. I don't think he'll be the last to do that this evening somehow. Here's Herbertron. I'll be looking forward to see if we get any side-by-side action through turn 8 this evening. So Herbertron looking to improve his time at 55.245, currently sitting in P12 right now, and doesn't look like he will be improving. Someone who will be improving, this is Adrian Rice. He's a couple of tenths up on his best time, coming through the final turn now. Let's see what sort of time he can rattle off here. P10 to P9. Nice work there from Adrian Rice, who ever since he said he's not racing anymore has gone pretty bloody good, you know. So yeah, he's done a very nice job. I think it was really turning around. Ran the Nordschleife a few races ago. And took out the class victory there, and I think it was the third outright on the podium. Might have even been the week before that where he sort of came back as well. Anyway, here's our championship leader, our current reigning champion and our champion-elect is Max Ricker. Oh, flying through turn 8 there. Keeps the lap valid though. He's got the lights on. Love it. I'm a big lights on racer. Did the 4-hour enduro around Kyalami for the New Zealand series as well. Shout out to those guys. They do a fantastic job of organising 50, 60 drivers, running servers, organising qualifying sessions, keeping everyone in line. As you might well know, it's sort of like herding cats sometimes. So they do a fantastic job, them and the admin team. Andrali is a big part of that. I think Burrow Dog as well. A couple of guys that our console racers would all be familiar with. So big shout out to them. It's a fantastically run series and another very, very smooth and well-run event yesterday. Around 4 hours of Kyalami. Here's Adrian Rice. He is P10 right now. And we're about to go 000, so this will be it for him. So he winds up that big V8 in the Ford Mustang. And P8 is where he'll remain for now. Vinny Canero, he moves up into P8, replacing Adrian Rice almost instantaneously. Here's Neil Fakey looking to improve on his time. He does, but he doesn't improve his position. Wally Masterson looking to improve from 16th. Will he do it? Yes, he will. He'll go into 15th position. Here's James Pierre Reid. He's 3/10 up, just coming through turn 8 into turn 9 now. A very long, feels like it's a never-ending right-hander of turn 9 before he darts across to the right and then wrenches it left to go through turn 10. Complete his lap, so 54.892. Jack Steele, Max Ricker and Paul Russell, that is our top 3 right now, and they're all in the pits, so that's not going to change. Benjamin Hignett is out there, so is Mitch Hayes and James Pierre Reid, as I just stay on board with him to see where he improves. He's going to jump from 10th to 7th for now. Here's Benjamin Hignett. Mitch Hayes is going to be first across the line though. Can he get somewhere near the front row? He goes to the third row. He goes P6. Here's Benjamin Hignett looking to take pole position right at the death of qualifying. Oh, he just misses out by 8/1000th of a second. 0.008 was the difference. And Max Ricker in third there as well. So 4/100ths of a second, 8/1000ths of a second, separating P1 and P2. But a big congratulations to Jack Steele. He's taken pole position, and he is looking to take out a victory here at Paul Ricard. Would be well deserved for him. It's the only podium position that has eluded him for the season. So we'll see how he goes with that this evening. Here's Adrian Rice. So he finished in P10, but he took out the silver class. He was the highest of the silver class runners. And then the AM runner of, where are you? There you go. It's not good camera. You can see the one just right at the end there. That's Zach Jensen. He took out the highest of the AM class. Wally Masterson, our championship leader, not having a good run. And Herbertron there, just in P12 there, second in class. So that's qualifying all done. That is our grid for round number 9, the final round of the season. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, so sit tight. And yeah, I'll be back in 2 minutes to take you through the final round of the season. Okay, so restarting the server. So we're back. So restarting the server.
10 seconds.
Because the race server has the wrong pit settings. Okay. Alright, so I hope this stream is still up right now. Alright,
I'm Jack, and this is my dad's junkyard. He told me I can have anything that I can get.
Alright. So, we're just working this out. I'll get out of here. Alright. It's a bit annoying, isn't it?
Running. So let's start with that ranchero.
Alright, I think the stream is still working. That's good. Alright, let's see. No, not up. Alright. Alright, we'll just wait. Just have to sit tight for now. Alright. Still not up. Alright, just, yeah, we'll have to work it out. Annoying, isn't it?
Running. So let's start with that ranchero.
No. Yeah, just waiting on this server to be reset. So just sit tight. I don't think my mic is working. Yeah, just waiting on this server to be reset. The stream is up. That's good. Just sit tight. Yeah, come on, bruh. So still waiting. I don't know what's going on right now. They're resetting it, but I don't know. Yeah, got it. Alright, so as soon as it's back, I will let you know, but just sit tight for now. Yeah. Alright, come on. I'll just keep trying. here we go. Yeah, here we go. Alright, server is back up.
Green light, go, go, go.
Good. Brilliant. Give me some pictures. Okay. This is where we are now. Just missed that. This is just not ideal, is it? Right, set race control up. We got 4 minutes.
Is working. Yeah, just waiting.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Car out on track, so 3 minutes maybe. Let's see how it goes. What they do. If they go a little bit quicker or not. Got all 18 cars back. Let's go. So 2.5 minutes away. I hope there's not another lock. No, that's alright. Gonna lose my class plates. Yeah, so we got no oh, that's James Mack. There's one of the cars out there right now. So we got all 18. We might just be a couple of minutes away. Yeah, it might be just 9 seconds away. This is Cybertron in there, so it looks like the names are a little bit skew with. That's okay. I lost my man. You know what? I'm going to try and be more interactive on the stream tonight. Yeah, you can see me. Alright, so 44 seconds, so we just got to wait. I just hope there's not another 5 minute or 3 minute wait time. I hope we can just speed that up. Alright, so 40. Yeah. Sim racing, eh? Alright. So I guess I need to go in the grid or however it's gonna work. First time this has happened all season, so 3 minutes. Come on, bro. Let's get this show on the road, man. It's like 20 past 9 already. Just have to wait another 2.5 minutes now, and then maybe we will get started. We'll see. Alright, so it's going to be a bit of a wait here. Alright, take 2 on the waiting part. So, looks like the server has been reset. They've got everything that needs to be sorted. So, what I'll do is... that's the grid. The grid's all done as well. Alright, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. And to get this one underway, hopefully take 2. Alright, here we go. Less than a minute. I reckon, did you hear that in the background? That was Let's Go for a little Wonder 8. Can you hear like a plane? Oh, see, here's the thingo. There is no plane around, is there? This is the runway that I was talking about before. You can see there, and the rest of the track through here. So this is a nice little view that we have. We'll see everyone circling down. And how cool would it be if we saw a plane through here as well? Can't really see anything at the moment, but they'll be making their way off the start line at the moment, and we'll be able to follow them up the Mistral Straight. So we should see cars you know why, hang on a second, and you want to go up here. There we go. Have a look at that. Here they come. As they're winding their way down. So it's Jack Steele who will be starting the race from pole. that up. Kind of a bit of a drone shot, if you like. Saw a bit of that action on the weekend as well. So beautiful blue sunny skies. Here's Nando Latenzio bringing up the rear of the field. And then 4, 5 through. Weaving to get some air in the tire, some pressure in the tires, some heat in the brakes. Very nice sight overall. 18 cars. But it's Jack Steele. Jack Steele, so he... What's that? Here's a replay. Oh, I don't know what he was doing there. He took a different path there. So we'll go back to live images. There we go. But yeah, Hignett in second, Ricard third, but fourth is Paul Russell, Terry Rayton, Mitch Hayes, Frost, James Pierre Reid, a couple of white cars, predominantly white cars, near each other, and two predominantly black cars, Vinny Canero and Adrian Rice there in the Mustang. Another Mustang is Zach Jensen, and you've got Herbertron, our AM driver, so Jensen is an AM driver as well. Peter Wall is a silver class driver, so down there in 13th position. Neil Fakeney, he's silver class. Lee Perkins, he's AM. Ollie Masterson, he's AM. James Mack is pro. And so is Nando Latenzio. So we are not far away at all from getting this one started. It's going to be a good front row battle between Aston Martin and McLaren. Steele versus Hignett. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Can Jack Steele, can Benjamin Hignett, can either of these two drivers get their first podium of the season? We are soon going to find out. As they make their way towards the line, there's the whole field, 18 cars. We'll get the signal momentarily. There it is. Lights are green. Let's go racing. Good start. James Pierre Reid and Vinny Canero just trying to squeeze through. They're going to go three best in the background, but it's Jack Steele. Got a good run. Paul Russell trying to inch his way up into second position. That's held by Hignett. Gets a little tap from behind. Almost goes around. Max Ricker doesn't quite go around, but he doesn't go the right way though. That's where he is. That's Wall and that's Perkins as well. So a little bit of chaos there on the first corner. Let's see how that all came together. It was Max Ricker a little bit further up that triggered it all. Oh, there you go, Herbertron, Wall, Perkins. There's Max Ricker in there as well. So good thing Peter Wall has that Silver Class Championship all sewn up as we go back to live action. We're up the Mistral Straight. So Hignett is losing a position to Speedy Russell in the Porsche. All three of these drivers have not claimed a victory so far this season. The other driver to do so in the field is Terry Rayton and Max Ricker. They are a little bit further down. Terry Rayton's in P4, but these top three all have the best opportunities so far of the season to take a victory. Obviously a long, long way still to go in this one, as there's plenty of action going on at the rear of the sort of mid-pack as well. That's the Tenzio. He's worked his way up from last on the grid already into P11. Corley's dropped back a couple of positions. And there's Peter Wall. So Perkins, Wall, Herbertron in there, Ricker and Hayes bring up the rear of the field. So early action, bit of chaos at the first turn, but that's lap 1 in the books. And right now it is Jack Steele leading the way from Paul Russell, Benjamin Hignett, Terry Rayton, then James Pierre-Reid a little bit further back, Vinnie Canero, Adrian Rice, there's Frost, Jay Jensen's had a good start as well, Neil Fakey in P10, Nando Latenzio started 18th, currently 11th, just doing a little bit of off-roading through there as well over the different part of the circuit there. And like there's going to be a little bit of contact, got a bit squeezed out there, but doesn't look like it mattered in the end. So that's Latenzio just been squeezed back into P13. But it's Steele leading it from Russell and Hignett, Rayton not far behind. So the front 4 all still pretty close together. Max Ricker, he's dropped all the way down into P17 and 18th right now, and in the pits is Mitch Hayes. So we'll see if that turns out to be permanent or if he is just making a stop to repair some damage. That's Terry Rayton getting the move done through turn 8 on Hignett. Hignett's now going to fight back through turn 9. Paul Russell is going for the lead as well against him and Jack Steele. So the top 4 places all starting to swap around right now, and Steele almost gets through. Momentarily Russell holds the lead, and he is going to end up being the leader of this one as they're just coming through towards turn 13 now. The left-hander, they'll go into turn 13, the right-hander, and they'll complete another lap. But it has been a very, very eventful 4 minutes to opening of this one, round number 9 of the season. And now Steele and Hignett, they're both going to go down side by side. Terry Rayton just looking to get a draft out of these two as well. Can he sneak 2 positions in one hit? They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Terry Rayton does the wise thing. He just pulls out of it momentarily, lives to fight another day. Hignett gets a little bit loose in the back end, so he loses position. So now he drops into P4. Rayton was the big beneficiary from that. Pierre-Reid and Vinnie Canero there in the background there as well. But the fight for P3 is well and truly on. Jack Steele is trying to fend off these two as well in second. And Paul Russell is in the lead. Heather Russell and the Russell family will be very excited watching this right now. As Paul Russell in the Valvoline liveried Porsche. There he is out in front. 2.4 seconds is the lead right now. He's being chased by Jack Steele, Terry Rayton, Hignett and Reid. That's your top 5. Vinnie Canero, we're going to see lots of slipstreaming up this extremely long straight, the Mistral Straight. Adrian Rice is one of those cars in the pack. This is Pierre-Reid in the Honda, going through the fast-flowing right-hander, just wrestling the car through there. Oh, big snap of oversteer. Look at Hignett and Rayton. Oh dear, that's contact between the two at turn 8. Back on the replay and have a quick look at that right now. Here it is. So Rayton under brakes, and then Hignett comes absolutely flying, looking to send it into turn 9. He was all locked up, lost complete control there into turn 9, thundered into Rayton there, and that's all she wrote on that one. So this is the aftermath of that. Terry Rayton, he's had a few sort of run-ins this season. He and Paul Russell have come together a couple of times. I think he was wrong place, wrong time at that one. But back to the front here. So James Pierre-Reid, man who'd done very little practice, according to the chat earlier in the week. Earlier in the cycle of the week between races. He's currently P2. He's holding off Steele. Vinnie Canero, he's there in P4. He was robbed of a victory in Spa by the weather. He had to make a decision. The decision ended up costing him the race victory. Max Ricker was able to take it that day. So Vinnie Canero, he's out for a little bit of retribution But right now, Paul Russell leading the way. 5 seconds is the gap between he and James Pierre-Reid. He must be wondering what's going on with those other blokes. I'm not usually 5 seconds out in front, but I'm sure nonetheless he will be enjoying it very much, as will the Russell family, Heather Russell, and the folks who are watching this, hopefully live or on replay, whichever one. And here's Vinny Canero all over the back of Steele and Pierre-Reid. That's Adrian Rice getting a little bit wild in the background there. Steele side by side through turn 9 is Pierre-Reid and Steele. Vinny Canero looking to make a go of it as well through here. But Steele able to hold off Pierre-Reid for now. So it's Russell, Steele, Reid, Neil Fakey. He moves up a spot as well on Peter Wall, who was caught up in that lap 1 incident. Adrian Rice and Matt Frost, they swap positions. So Matt Frost moves up a spot. Adrian Rice looking to take a silver class victory here as well. He is the highest of the silver class runners. Frost gets that job, gets that move completed on Adrian Rice. He moves up into P5. Here's Neil Fakey and Peter Wall still continue to go at it. That's out of turn 13. Fakey looking to take the position away. Can he hold on to it? Have to wait and see. It's going to be a drag race up the front straight into turn 1, the left-hander. So Peter Wall, he'll have the advantage here. Goes deep under brakes. And he gets a little bit of rough and ready over the curbing there at turn 1. This is not over just yet. They're still going to go side by side down towards the right-hander of turn 3. Car 471, Benjamin Hignett, he's in pits. Mentioned a few times, I think Mitch Hayes, he decided that would be the end of his race in that pit stop earlier on. And not too sure what Benjamin Hignett is doing in there right now. But this is Wall and Fakey going at it right now. That's down in 11th and 12th. Back at the front of the field, it's still Paul Russell. He's extending the lead right now to 5.7 seconds. This is Vinny Canero. He's another Porsche driver looking to make 2 Porsches in the top 3, and he does. Gets the job done through turn 8, and Pierre-Reid just slaps the out of bounds marker through there as he does. They ram their way through turn 9 now. Peter Wall and Fakey, they've swapped positions again down the straight. There's Max Ricker. So he's fighting back from the rear of the field. Oh, that's Fakey and Wall have gone a little bit wide. Nando Latenzio and Masterson, they've swapped positions, but Fakey, he dropped 2 positions down into P14 through there. So that was through turn 9. This is Max Ricker going side by side with Herbertron in the 512 Ferraris. Action going on everywhere right now as Max Ricker trying to work his way up back through the field, back at the front. This is P3, this is Steele and Vinny Canero going at it. 6.1 seconds is now the gap between Paul Russell and Jack Steele. So Paul Russell, his last lap, 54.835 compared to a 54.772, but Vinny Canero, he was faster than all of them. He was 54.390, the early leader for the fastest lap of the race. Is the Porsche driver. Mandatory pit stop for field this evening. No tyres required, if you so wish, as Ricker makes his way past Herbertron in the 512, so he claims another scalp on his trek back through the field. Currently sitting in P12 at the moment. Hignett still in the pits, so he has been in there now for 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes 15 now. We'll see if he makes another appearance. He has been known to trek through the most depressing of conditions. We'll see if he does the same this evening, or will it be a bridge too far. In the meantime, though, Steele has lost a position to Canero. This was down the end of the Mistral Straight. Canero just pulling out of the toe there. The Porsche decides to rear up right next to him. Going to go down the inside, and he is going to take away P2 from our pole position sitter. And nice work there from Vinny Canero. Moves himself up into P2. As we go back to live images. So just settle down momentarily. Can catch our breaths. Max Ricker on his charge. and they're in P12 right now. Gap between Vinny Canero and Paul Russell, 5.9 seconds is the gap right now. Steele a further second behind them, and then James Pierre Reid right on the hammer of Jack Steele. In terms of silver class right now, Wally Masterson, he's in P9 right now. He's the highest of the AM class, I believe. Highest of the silver class, I think, is Peter Wall. Wow, what do you know? So the two AM and silver class runners, silver class championship leaders. Andrew Rice, he was a bit further up than these guys, so he's had something go wrong for him. He takes a position away from Neil Fakeney. He now moves into P13. Lucky for some, unlucky for others. As we're going back to this battle for P3 right now, we go on board with James Pierre Reid. So 5.6 seconds, it's kind of stabilised the gap, stretching out to sort of 5 point. Oh, that's a big save right there. It's a great time to be on board with Pierre Reid. We saw him do something similar in qualifying. As we're on board, this is the replay. Let's see this big save. Watch those hands. Oh, big save there from Pierre Reid. So nice work from him. He holds on to P4 right now. Lee Perkins making up a bit of ground on Neil Fakeney, down in 14th and 15th. And Max Ricker now looking to try and make his way past the Ferrari of Herbertron, known by his alias or real name or whatever it is right now. Wonder if Max Ricker is carrying a little bit of damage as well with an experimental setup too. So wonder if he might have a little bit of difficulty getting his way past the Ferrari. We'll have to wait and see. James Mack, he's not having any trouble getting past the Mustang. He gets the job done through turn one. Let's go back to this and have a look from on board. So that's Jensen in the Mustang in front of him. We go side by side here. Just got to count braking. He does better on the brakes was James Mack. Getting through turn one into turn two. He gets the job done. And Max Ricker, he gets the job done as well on Herbertron. Where are they? They're through turn one. This is turn two. He runs a little bit wide. Max runs around the outside. Has more momentum. He'll be able to have a nice braking point into turn three. And he takes that position away. So now moves himself up into 11th as we go back to live images. James Pierre Reid still on the hammer of Jack Steele as they go through turn 8 right now. Last lap around. This is Jensen and Macaulay looking to swap positions again. We've seen James Mack just take this spot away from Jensen. Jensen looking to take it back through turn 9. He does now momentarily. Runs a little bit wide. Mack gets a little bit of four-wheel drifting going on there as well. So not only does he lose the position back to Jensen, but he also loses the spot to Nando Latenzio. They're still going to battle it out here, though, is James Mack. And he ends up losing 2 spots there. So Latenzio, he's moved himself up from 18th into 7th, up 11 spots. Nando Latenzio having an absolute blinder in the final round of the season as we go back to the front of the field. Jack Steele and Pierre Reid going side by side into turn 1. Lights ablaze. And Pierre Reid gets the job done. He now moves into P3. Good work there from James Pierre Reid. Let's have a quick look at that on the replay. Go on board with him here. See Steele on the right hand side. Great driving from both of these guys as well there. Nice work. Gets the move done, and away he goes. We'll go back to live images right now. And this is Latenzio and Jensen. So down there in 6th and 7th. Latenzio taking another position. That Ferrari's absolutely flying. So he has got it humming right now. And that's the view from the number 2. heading up the Mistral straight. Jensen in the big Mustang there, winding up that V8. Is able to just sneak past. James Mack getting a nice little tow as well. So it's his turn to take a position away. Latenzio, he drops 2 up the length of the Mistral straight. Jensen runs a little bit wide. They're 3 wide now as they're going into turn 9. Jensen just doing his absolute best to just hang on to the car at this stage. And Latenzio just a little bit more nimble through there in the Ferrari and able to hold position again. So back into P6 as Jensen now having to fend off James Mack, and then Peter Wall, he's arrived on the scene as well. So he's decided, I want to join this party. It looks like a bit of fun. And he's trying to attach himself to this little pack as Perkins and Fately, they swap positions somewhere along the lines as we get back to this battle here for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Wally Masterson will want to be trying to catch on to these guys, as well as Latenzio, just able to open up a little bit of the gap on these guys. The gap out in front though, haven't forgotten about that. 7 seconds now, the difference between Paul Russell and Vinny Cunera. It is a Porsche 1-2 right now with a Honda. See that top 3 very often, do you? Porsche, Honda. But it's what we've got for round 9. We're almost a third race distance into this one. There's been plenty of action to kick it off right from the get-go. It hasn't stopped, so that little server reset sort of reset everyone. They'll put their the red mist descended on everyone on this one, and it's been pretty craziness right from the get-go. It's been an enjoyable craziness. This man hasn't enjoyed his craziness. He's dropped all the way into P16. So did he pit? He did. Max Ricker, he was in the pits for a minute 18 in total. So he's made a stop, and that'll be his only stop for the race. So he's got a lot of work to do to come from 16th. I dare say he would have been repairing that car. That damage might have been a little bit too much for him to bear. So he decided to yield and made a pit stop. Back to this battle going on right now. Looks like Hignett is still in the pits, so he might be watching this one from pit lane. So we've got 16 cars out there as Mitch Hayes was the other one who farewelled us very, very early on in the race as well. As I just try and catch my breath on this one. It's been a hectic start. Action-packed 20 minutes so far. Gap as Masterson, he's coming into the pits. There he is. So he's making his stop. Mandatory fuel stop this evening. That is it. Back to Peter Wall chasing down James Mack. Porsche. That's Jensen and Latenzio just a little further up ahead. Got the Gizmo drops on. Notice that before. There you go. So this is Peter Wall we're on board with. He's going to head up the straight. This is Matt Frost. Going to catch a bit of a tow here from the Aston Martin of Jack Steele. Not quite able to get up close enough there. So just decides to leave it for now. Masterson still in the pits. Lee Perkins was in there as well. So Terry Rayton, he's made a stop. 48 seconds total. Lee Perkins, 44 seconds total. Wally Masterson, a minute 16. Max Ricker, a minute 16 as well. So they were obviously repairing damage there. And it looks like neither have taken tyres. So just a fuel stop for Rayton and Perkins. And Ricker, I dare say, would have changed tyres because he would have had damage to repair. As this is Macaulay and Peter Wall battling it out for 8th and 9th. out of turn 13 along the front straight wall. We'll have the inside line here for turn 1. Just needs to make sure he's got enough horsepower to do it. And is he going to have a bit of a lunge anyway? He is. And he gets the job done. So nice work, Peter Wall. He jumps up into P8. So he's the highest of the silver runners. And he was caught up in that that turn 1, lap 1 incident as well. So he's done a fantastic effort to get up to where he is. P8 outright. And highest of the silver class runners. And I think Jensen is the highest of the AM runners as well in P7 right now. So he's having a great time of it. Someone had a picture in the chat. Let's make sure I've got. There it is. Yeah, Jensen is definitely an AM. So he's the highest of the AM. And Peter Wall is highest of the silver class runners, so we can't see the actual plates just due to the server being reset. 16 runners. Hignet's sitting in the pits watching this one, and Mitch Hayes, we lost him. The gap out in front, this man, 7.1 seconds this lap around. Let's see what time he sets. A 1:55.2. Canero, 55.4. What does Pierre Reid do this trip? 56 flat. Steele, 55.9. Matt Frost does a 56.0. So he's got some really good pace, has Paul Russell. As we're not too far away from the halfway mark is James Mack. He is making his way into the pits out of 11th position. Back to the action on track though. This is Steele and Frost. So Jack Steele, his highest finishing position is 2nd this season. Matt Frost, his highest is 4th. So he's 1 away from his best. Jack Steele would have been thinking, dreaming a little bit about possibly taking a race victory given what happened at turn 1 with Max Ricker having that incident, and Steele starting from P1 currently finds himself in 4th right now, so plenty of work to do. He's 8/10ths away from Pierre Reid, but he's got Matt Frost all over the back of him right now. Where are we? There we are. And there's Frost getting the move done. Nice work to Matt Frost. He now moves himself up into P4. Just over half a second away from the Honda in front of him. That's James Pierre Reid. So Matt Frost, can he get on the podium this evening? As we've gone 25 minutes, so not too far away from the halfway mark. This is Lee Perkins. He has gotten past James McCauley, who would have been in the pits there. So Lee Perkins picks up a position into 13th. So Jensen is the highest of the AM runners, and Peter Wall is the highest of the silver runners. They're 7th and 8th respectively. Doing a great job, both of those guys out there right now. 55.4 on that last trip around to Russell. 56.5 to Vinny Canero, so a hefty gap. I think he's had a little mistake there somewhere on that lap. 55.7 to Reid, 55.8 to Frost, and then Steele at 56.8. He's hunting down Matt Frost. Race has started to just settle down now into a bit of a rhythm. The gap between P1 and P2, it's a Porsche 1-2, 7.8 seconds the gap right now between the two. And then Pierre Reid 3.5 seconds behind Canero. Frost 1.2 behind him, and less than a second the difference between Frost and Steele. Peter Wall, here's the other one. He has Jensen in his sights right now. Ford Mustang, 1 of 2 in the field, or 1 of 3 in the field in fact, sorry. He and Adrian Rice as well as Terry Brayton. He's made his stop Terry Brayton. in 12th. Was that? Nearly 20 minutes ago. As Jensen getting wild through turn 8. Oh, he runs deep as well. That's going to open up the door for Wall to walk through in turn 9. Nice work there from Peter Wall. He takes that position away, so he moves up into 7th now. Up 6 spots from where he started. It's been absolute best case scenario for him. A little bit of luck. He mustn't have suffered any damage there on that lap 1, turn 1 incident. And he's managed to make a good run of it. Up there in P7, 4 seconds behind the Ferrari of Nando Lattanzio. As we're now looking at Frost, what was the last trip around? A 55, almost a 56 flat to a 55.7 to Matt Frost. So he had the advantage on that last trip around. BMW certainly known for its top speed. It has a 5 km/h advantage over James Pierre Reid right now through the speed trap. 287 kilometres an hour to 282. It's one of the quickest. The quickest out there though is Adrian Rice, 288 up the main straight. Race leader's doing 285. Kiniro 286. Yeah, that little Honda 282, just lacking the outright horsepower. But everyone else relatively evenly matched. Neil Fakeney could only manage 282. Terry Rayton 282 as well. So a few in the low 282s, a few in the high 280s as well. 288, the top speed belonging to Adrian Rice. We're watching Frost continue to hunt down the white liveried Honda number 15 for Pierre Reid. He had a good start to the season, a 4th, an 8th and a 7th, and then it was a 10th, a 17th and did not race, a 10th and it did not race. So his best finishing position in the last 5 races is 10th, and in the first 3 he didn't finish any lower than 8th. So that's kind of been his season a little bit. Here's Vinny Canero coming into the pits now as well. So he was one of the front runners, making his way to his pit box. So he'll get his marks, and away he goes. Here's Frost though, back to this battle. He's finished a little bit closer to Pierre Reid. Last trip around, a 56 flat to Reid, a 55.6 to Matt Frost. So he's got a bit of a pace advantage right now. Here's Herbertron making his way into the pits. He'll come to a stop. He's all done. Vinny Canero, where are you, Vinny? He's still in there. He's at 56 seconds now. Here's our race leader, just to put him on the camera for a little bit. It's a whopping 12.9 seconds is the gap right now between Paul Russell and James Pierre Reid, and Pierre Reid has Matt Frost all over the rear bumper of him right now, as Terry Rayton gets a position from Herbertron there, who would have been in the pits. Where are you, Vinny Canero? He's out. He's in P10. There's got a huge gap between he and Neil Fakeney. But he's the highest of the runners that have pitted so far. So keep an eye on the number 1, 2, 3. Currently sitting in P10 right now. We'll see how high he can get. Can he get into podium contention? We'll have to wait to see how all these pit stops shake out. In the meantime, though, we're over halfway. So 29 minutes left in the race. 29 minutes left in the season. Here comes James Pierre Reid, so is Matt Frost, so they're both coming into the pits right now. Let's see where Vinny Canero is, if he can jump these guys, and we'll stay with them for now. They'll make their way through the pits. You can see a lot of dirt and debris on the front of the Honda there. That's Nando Lattanzio. He's making his way into the pits now as well. Pierre Reid approaching his pit box. So is Matt Frost. Both make their stops. Where is Vinny Kinnear? Here he is. He's just coming through turn 10 now. Let's see what these guys do. Pierre Reid's done and dusted, so fuel mandatory. Ooh, that was pretty close there. That was Neil Fakeney coming through. Matt Frost going a lot longer right now. Here's Vinny. So Vinny Canero is probably going to take this position away. He is. I wonder if he got there on a bit of a funny angle and had some issues with that stop. Did Matt Frost, and away he goes. So he gets his stop completed. Nando Latenzio, he gets his stop completed. And Vinny Kinnear now up into P8. 25 seconds the gap between he and James Pierre Reid. So there's a lightning stop from Reid. Did not take tyres, only took fuel. And away he goes. The other cars to take just fuel is Reid, Rayton, Herbert, Perkins. Yeah, they're the other cars to take fuel only, as that was the condition of pitting this week. Mandatory fuel, tyres are optional for this one. As we go back to this little scrap going on right now, Neil Fakeney and Pierre Reid. Fakeney hasn't pitted yet. Here's our race leader though, Paul Russell. He's in the pits. Let's see what he does. He's been in there. He's been stationary for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds now. Peter Wall coming through to take the race lead. I guess we're probably more wanting to keep an eye on Pierre Reid. Will be the other one. So he's gone the splash and dash. Pierre Reid coming out of turn 13 now. Russell still in the pits. Pierre Reid, he's going to take the lead of this one, well, the net lead, as Russell just coming out of the pits now. So he's obviously taken fuel. He's taken tyres. 32 seconds. So Pierre Reid taking the gamble. Will it pay off? Will he have enough tyre life left at the end of this one to bring home a victory? It would be quite an astounding effort. In the meantime, Steele is now the outright leader of the race. Currently, there he is on screen. Peter Wall, Jensen and Fakeney, that's the top 4. They're all the 4 cars that have yet to pit as well. So our net race leader is James Pierre Reid. The gap, so he's hunting down Fakeney. This is 4 position as well. So Fakeney doesn't need to yield. There'll be no blue flags here. And he's not going to give it up without a fight. He's going to make life as difficult as he possibly can for James Pierre Reid as they blast down the Mistral Straight. And that BMW got a little bit of toe on it. Not as much compared to others, but a little bit more than James Pierre Reid on this occasion. And he's able to hold off there. Pierre Reid looking to have a little go down the inside of turn 9. Not quite getting it done through there now. It was turn 8 it was, but you know what I mean. And Pierre Reid, he eventually does get it done. So he's now into P4. And as mentioned, into the net lead of the race. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Paul Russell, he came out in 6th. He is about 13 seconds off Pierre Reid. He's got a lot of work to do in the next 24 and a half minutes. He will have the fresher rubber, though, to do it, with Reid not taking tyres on his stop. That leaves, what's this man going to do? Jack Steele, what is the gap between he and Reid? It's at 38 seconds right now. Pit stop times. So a splash and dash is 39 seconds. So he would have to do no tyres, fuel only, a splash and dash, and off he goes to keep himself ahead of Pierre Reid. Steele, his previous lap was a 55.4. Pierre Reid, his last lap was a 56.75. That was an invalidated lap as well. So, going to be an interesting strategy call here. Does Jack Steele have the confidence for the tyres to last the entire race? Can he manage to get them home? even then he's still going to be pushing right hard up against the limit for to keep the Aston Martin in front of the Honda of Pierre Reid, while Russell is getting up to speed. So this is his first time lap. Keep an eye on that as Jack Steele, he decides to go for another trip. I get the feeling he's just going to go as long as he possibly can, feel out these tyres, and then make the decision. Will it be a splash and dash? You would think the longer he goes, the more likely it is he gets into the position where he needs to make a splash and dash. He's looking at a minimum a minute 4, a minute 5 for his pit stop if he decides to take tyres. So that would put him back around about P8 if he was to do that. So keep an eye on his lap times as well. 56.137. Reid just did a 55.855. Russell about to complete his first time lap after taking tyres, 55.182. So that was 7/10 faster on that lap than James Pierre Reid, who he is about 12 seconds away right now, is Paul Russell. So 22 minutes left. Can Paul Russell hunt down Pierre Reid, who's in the box seat with the good strategy call of just a splash and dash, no tyres? And can Jack Steele get this Aston Martin through to the end on this set of tyres? We'll have to wait and see. But we've got a nice race set up here right now for the closing race of the season, round number 9. As mentioned, I think we're going to do a little one-make series deal for 2 or 3 races, and then get back into another series of GT3. But we've still got 21 and a bit minutes to go. Is he going to make a pit stop this time around? No, he isn't. I reckon, yeah, as I said before, I think Jack Steele is just going to run this thing till the wheels fall off, literally or figuratively. Going to chance his arm here. He has not stood on the top step of the podium. He has had 2 second places. He's had 3 third places, a 7th and a 4th. So a picture of consistency. Didn't race in the first season. Currently sits P2 in the championship. 71 points adrift of Max Ricard, who our champion-elect is currently in P14, 56.3 on that previous lap that he's did, so he's still quite a bit off the pace. So that experimental setup, as I was talking about earlier, not yielding the typical results that we see of him, but it's a good thing. His season is all secure, so he'll go back-to-back champion this season. To Steele, here's the car out in front, just looking for some other cars that are close on track. James McCauley, he's a couple of seconds behind Adrian Rice. Gives us an opportunity to look at who is the highest of the silver and the AM class. Right now, that would be silver class. Neil Fakeney, he is yet to make his stop though, so then that would elevate silver. Where is he? He's in P2, so he hasn't pitted yet either. Let's see who his closest rival, that would be Fakeney, and then after that it's Adrian Rice, and the gap between so Peter Wall, he'll be able to take tyres if he wants, fuels and tyres, and still be able to come out in the silver class lead. Who else is out there? Here we go. So Peter Wall making his stop. He's got plenty of time in his pocket. I wonder if he'll repair the damage. I think he's got time to do it. He'll be chasing another class victory. That would be his 6th of the season. So 2/3 of the class victories would have gone to this one man. That's a pretty dominant season. So Fakeney is the other silver class. He will go through. And then after that, it's Adrian Rice. He's just coming through turn 9 now. So Peter Wall, plenty of time. He drops and goes. So that was just fuel only. No repair on that, so you can still see the witness marks there. And he comes out in P7. And this is Adrian Rice just coming through turn 13 now. So Peter Wall, very, very comfortable. Adrian Rice, he changed tyres. So he stopped stationary for 34 seconds. So he took tyres. He's going to have the fresher rubber. Try and chase down a class victory. He has got 18, 22, about 25 odd seconds to make up between he and Peter Wall in 7th position. Adrian Rice in P12. Neil Fakey, he's the highest of the silver class runners, but he's one of 3 cars that needs to pick. Jensen, who is our AM class leader, in 2nd outright, so he's doing a fantastic job. The closest AM driver to Jensen is Herbertron, the 512. So that's the closest competitor for the AM class. So Jensen, that'd be a fair effort from him. I think it'd be just rewards for the kind of season that Zach Jensen's had. He came a little bit later in the season, but has certainly put his best foot forward, doing a fantastic job. So he's currently in 2nd outright. We're watching Matt Frost and Peter Wall do battle. Both of these drivers have pitted. So Wall just recently has come out of the pits. Matt Frost, he pitted a little while ago now. 11 minutes, in fact, was the last time that Matt Frost made his way into the pits. So Peter Wall with the fresher, it doesn't have fresher rubber because he didn't change tyres. Matt Frost did change tyres, so he's definitely got fresher rubber than what Peter Wall would have. See if he can put that to good effect. Try and move that BMW up into P7, and then he'll be thinking about the other cars that haven't pitted yet, which is Steele, Jensen, and Fake Me. Steele coming towards another lap now. We're not too far away from the final quarter hour. Plenty of strategy still to play out in terms of pace. So between Pierre Reid and Russell, so the gap is now 8 seconds between the two. Last lap around, Paul Russell did a 1:55 dead on, and Pierre did a 56.312. So Paul Russell, he changed tyres. Pierre Reid didn't. Let's see if that strategy pays off. Matt Frost, he changed tyres as well. And he, on the fresher rubber, he's able to get through into P7 through turn 8 signs. And he is now occupying P7. As this is Fakey and Russell, this is 4 positions, so Neil Fakey hasn't pitted yet. Highest of the silver class runners. But that's a move 4th position. Let's see how that came about. There we go, we can see the beginning of it started at turn 1. They filtered through turn 2, and that would have given the inside line there for that little, that's not an actual corner, it's just a little curve. And then turn 3, the right-hander, Paul Russell getting it done. Jensen, he's in and out of the pits. That was a splash and dash for sure. 8 seconds he was total stop time for. 41 in total, and he has come out in P5. So he's confident he can get that Mustang on that set of tyres for the next 14 minutes, which is not what a lot of people can do. A lot of people find that the Mustang tends to chew the tyres quite a fair bit, but not so much for Jensen. As that's Adrian Rice coming through. This is Herbertron as well. So Rice, he's in the battle for the class victory for silver class. He is Terry Rayton and Latenzio as well. They swap positions. Let's see how that came about. Here we go. Here's Latenzio. You can to send it down the inside of turn 3. Can't get the job done there. Was that turn 3? No, turn 4. This is turn 5. And that's where he gets the pass completed. So Nando Latenzio, he is up 10 positions. Started in 18th, currently occupying P8. So Peter Wall, the gap between he and Latenzio. Not Latenzio. Latenzio, big drift through there. That was turn 8. Kept control of the car. That was a huge drift. Let's go and have a look at that again. Maybe we'll go on board with him. Not too sure what happened afterwards. But let's catch this from the onboard. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Great save. That's great driving there from Nando Latenzio. Awesome work. So we go back to live images. So this is Herbertron and Fakeney swapping a position, I think, or maintaining. Yeah, maintaining. Trying to work out Rice and Wall. So 19.3 seconds the difference between Rice and Wall. Peter Wall did a 56.302. Adrian Rice did a 55.287. So a second the difference between the two, give or take, between Peter Wall and Rice. Only 12 minutes remaining though, so maybe not enough time for Adrian Rice to make up that gap. Steele, on the other hand, 40 seconds the gap between he and Pierre Reid has yet to pit. So obviously it's going to be a splash and dash for him. We'll have to wait and see when he decides to make that pit stop, probably as late as possible at this stage. Paul Russell, he's 6.2 seconds now, the gap between he and Pierre Reid. He was a second faster on that last trip around. 11 minutes 20 still to go. That's going to leave us around about 5 or 6 laps. Absolute maximum, I say, would be 7. So Paul Russell here could contend for P2. He's looking like a likely podium place getter right now. He's got a gap of 13 seconds between he and Vinny Canero. We're watching Matt Frost and Jensen, who has pitted. So this is for a top 5 spot right now. Matt Frost, his best finishing position is 4th. He has finished 5th a couple of times this season as well, in round number 2 and round number 6. But a 4th a couple of rounds ago. It'll be a drag race between BMW and Ford Mustang up the front straight. Get nice and close together. Just a straight out drag race between these two. Who's going to break the latest into turn 1? Looks like Jensen. Not quite. It's Frost. So Matt Frost wrestles that position away from Jensen and is currently in P5. That's Peter Wall just lurking in the background, just keeping an eye on the gap between he and Adrian Rice. Now at about 12, 15, 18 seconds the difference, and it's down to 6 seconds between Paul Russell and Vinny Canero. 41 seconds is the difference between Steele and Reid. In saying that, he's got it for a splash and dash. He's going to have to absolutely nail it. And you're looking at around about 39 to 41 seconds total time. So Jack Steele is right on the limit here. Right on the limit. He's going to need to put in some good laps before he pits. And Pierre Reid's going to have to continue to push. Jack Steele was a 10th faster on the last lap between he and Steele. So Steele was faster than Pierre Reid. And like I said, he's got to keep an eye on Paul Russell as well, because Paul Russell, he's only 5.3 seconds away from Pierre Reid. So this could get extremely tight. This could be very, very tight right at the end here as we're into the final late stages. Less than 9 minutes to go for the race and for the season. And really, we're waiting on this man here, Jack Steele. When is he going to pit? It's going to have be in the next couple of laps. There's Adrian Rice, nothing going on here. That gap is continuing to fall. It's about 16.5 seconds. So certainly come down. Last lap for Peter Wall, 56.3. 55.3, 55.4, sorry, for Adrian Rice, so almost a second faster on that previous trip around as we jump in board with James Mack. He's hunting down the BMW of Neil Fakey. Mack, he did change tyres, have a little bit of extra grip, and he's putting it to good use right now. There's Max Ricker coming through, so he's going to take a spot as well, more than likely. He does, and there you go, so he moves up into P13. Peter Wall just under a second away from Jensen, so Jensen the highest of the AM runners, and 6th outright is a stunning effort, and the highest of the silver runners is Peter Wall. The gap between Reed and Steele is just holding right now, 41 seconds the difference. Steele has decided to continue on another lap. The gap between Pierre Reed and Russell has continued to drop, 4.2 seconds now. So this is heaping a ton of pressure onto Jack Steele, and of the top 6, yeah, we're definitely getting a new race winner. The top 8 have not won a race this season. The only driver in the top 10 who's won a race outright this season is Terry Rayton. He's in 9th. Adrian Rice, he's taken a class win. So is Peter Wall. The others, this is someone's going to have very, very fond memories of Paul Ricard after this evening. Steele, Reed, Russell. Here comes Terry Rayton. Getting past Adrian Rice. What happened to Adrian Rice? What's going on here? He made a mistake. I'm not too sure what's happened there. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Yeah, what's happened? Anyway, back to live pictures. There's Pete Wall. Yeah, not sure what happened there. The gap, though, between Russell and Reed, 4.2 seconds. The gap between Steele and Reed is 41. He needs a minimum 39 seconds, a minimum, and that's nailing his stop. Who's done it faster? Fake Me was 39 seconds as well. So he's got a couple of seconds up his sleeve right now. Does Jack Steele? The question is, when is he going to pit? And that is going to be a pressure-filled pit stop. It's essentially, if he can nail that stop, then he can take victory here. One mistake, though, is going to cost him very, very dearly. But even then, it's not necessarily going to be handed to Pierre Reed, because he's got Paul Russell closing in on him. Might be a little bit too late, though, for Russell. It's 4 seconds the gap. He was only half a second faster than Pierre Reed on that last trip around. Pierre Reed was a little bit slower, only just marginally, than Jack Steele. So the gap, though, has come down to 40 seconds even. So getting even closer to that 39-second mark that he's going to need to get his stop done. And even then, it's going to be an absolute mad dash to the line. Will he have to defend for 1 lap? Will he have to defend for 2 laps on old tyres? Both of them will have old tyres, in fact. But interesting to see the strategies play out. The top, so 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they all pitted for tyres. So 1st and 2nd. 2nd didn't pit for tyres. Neither did 6th or 7th. So yeah, interesting split strategies this evening. As we're watching Wall and Jensen going out, AM and Silver class runners in that order. 3 minutes 50 seconds to go. 41.2 seconds the difference between Jack Steele and Pierre Reed. Russell 3.8 seconds now. So Paul Russell possibly going to run out of time here. despite having the fresher rubber. Only half a second a lap advantage on that previous trip around. Peter Wall, he's continuing to push. He's got the Silver Class Championship sewn up. I'm sure he'd like to have 6 class wins for the season. He'll be able to hang on to that. His gap between he and Adrian Rice, who took tyres, is now at 11, 13. Yeah, too much with the amount of time left. Steele's going to have to pit very, very soon because there's less than 3 minutes remaining. He's about halfway through the lap right now. He's just about to come through turn 8 at the end of the straight. So I'll keep a close eye on him to see when he decides to pit. It's definitely going to have to be either this lap or the next. He'll be pushing it. I don't think he can wait another lap. I think he's going to have to pit this one, in fact. He's lapping in the 1:55, so we've only got 2.5 minutes left. He's got about 30 seconds left of this lap, so that'll bring us down pretty close. So I think it's going to be now or never for the 996 as Rice gets past Herbertron. That's so weird, that timing this evening. Here we go. Here's Jack Steele. 42 seconds is the gap between he and Pierre Reid. This is the stop he needs to make. He needs to absolutely nail this. It's a bit of an awkward pit entry, this one. Looks like he pulled it up in time. Here comes Pierre Reid. So the clock is starting. This is going to be a splash and dash. We're down to 30 seconds. And Pierre Reid just coming through turn 10 now. Steele, he is done. He's down already. What was that? Stopped for 6 seconds. No, 5 seconds. Where is Reid? Reid is coming through turn 13. Here comes Steele. This is going to be close. I think Steele's just going to have the advantage. He does. There you go. There is Steele coming out. And there is Pierre Reid. So Pierre Reid on board with him. Can he see the Aston Martin? He can see him just up ahead. But he's too far away for his liking. So Jack Steele has just got to navigate this lap, and this is going to be a race victory, a very, very well-deserved race victory. He's got to hold on to it because those tyres would have cooled down a little bit while he was in the pits. Pierre Reid, he's all up to temperature and pressures. 2.4 seconds is the gap between he and Paul Russell. Vinny Canero, he's way off, 17 seconds. But Steele has got about just over half a lap to go to bring this home. This would be a great race victory for him. A very, very well-earned one indeed. There you go. There's the top 3. You can see them all in the same shot there on the final lap. 15 seconds remaining. We'll get the signal very, very shortly. But this is going to be a very, very well-deserved and the first race victory of the season for Jack Steele. Is he able to navigate through turn 8, turn 9 now. The long right-hander. His previous best finishes was second twice. He's finished third 3 times. This will be a great way to finish his season. Jack Steele, I've sung his praises throughout. He's been very impressive. He sits second in the championship, but he wants the number 1. And he's just navigating through turn 12 now. He just has turn 13 left. And congratulations, Jack Steele. That was a great drive, a great strategy. Well done, and congratulations. He takes his first race victory of the season. Jack Steele is the winner of round 9. Well done, James Pierre Reid. Great drive from him, as Paul Russell too. That's your podium right there. Congratulations. Jack Steele, though, he takes his first victory of the season. Some very well-deserved victory donuts there. Here comes Vinny Canero. He finishes in 4th. Great way for him to finish the season. Matt Frost in 5th. Well done to him. That was one of his best finishes of the season. And Peter Ward just squeezes by Jensen to take P6 and the silver class victory. Jensen in 7th. 8th is Latenzio. 9th is Terry Rayton. Here comes Adrian Rice in 10th. Here comes Herbertron. So it was Peter Ward. My goodness gracious, my pen is not working on me now. So it's Peter Wall, Jensen, and Jack Steele. What is going on with this thing, man? Here's Perkins coming across the line as well. Well done to him. And then Wally Masterson coming in 16th. There we go. But congratulations, Jack Steele. He is our overall winner. Well done to him. Then it was Peter Wall and Jensen in the silver AM class. Quickly just grab the replay here. Replay saved. Nice. All right, we'll get out of that. Let's do some post-race interviews to wrap all of this up. Where are we? Here we go. Just get out of this. All right, get rid of that. Let's open up Discord. And we'll see if we can get some people in here. Where is it? Here we go, green room. Alright, we'll see if we can get Jack Steele in here. We've never spoken to him before, so this would be pretty awesome. It's like Steele or something, isn't it?
Hello.
Oh, who have we got here? Hello.
This Steele.
Jack Steele, my man. Hang on, let me turn you up for a second. Hang on quickly.
Yep.
In the green room. Alright, so everyone can hear you. How are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations.
Last race of the season, but got there in the end.
That was an awesome drive, dude. That was the no tyre change. You ran it as far as you can go. Walk us through your race.
Well, that was a strategy I used. I can't remember the track now, but it got me P2. I think it was Zandvoort actually. Ran it to the last lap and I thought, that worked pretty well, so I'll try it again here.
Yep.
I got caught out a little bit. I thought, if I'm on pole, I can hold up some cars behind me if they're on the light fuel tyre change strategy.
Yep.
But it didn't work too well. They got past me pretty quick, and then I was sort of in the dirty air, and I thought, here we go. I'm gonna burn my tyres out. But the pace was pretty good at the end, and I think I was 3 seconds ahead.
Yeah. Well,
So
it was
just had enough.
Yeah, it was pretty tight. You needed about 39 seconds, and you had about 41 as you came in, and then your pit stop, I think, was the fastest pit stop of the whole race. It was about 5 seconds, just the total stop time, and then just under 39 seconds, I think, for the total stop. And you've come close a few times as well. You've had 3 third positions and you've had 2 second positions. You've had a great season. What's your reflections on the season as a whole?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good season. I struggled to get a win. Sort of got beaten by different people at different times.
Yeah.
But it's been some great racing the whole season. Managed to keep it clean. There's a few nervous moments in this race actually. I thought I was going to get collected, but pretty lucky this season just to keep out of incidents and keep finishing with some decent pace. Yeah,
because you came close at the Nordschleifer, but had just that last little part where you had a bit of an off and
last lap.
Yeah, ruined your race. So you were on track for a good result there. You still were able to limp it home for a good result, and then you've just been not that far away from getting a race win, and tonight was the night.
Yep, absolutely stoked with that.
Yeah,
wasn't sure I was going to get one, but
no, you got there. You
last.
You were so close all season. You finally got there. So, congratulations, mate! Awesome drive, awesome season as well, and a very well deserved victory tonight.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, thanks, mate. All right, I think we got Peter Wall is the next one. Are you there, Wallsy?
I am, mate.
Mate, I don't know what to ask you anymore. This is the 6th time we've spoken. Did you know you've won 2/3 of the races in the class victories. Six of 9, a dominating season.
Yeah, no, it's been amazing. I was not expecting that at all at the start of this season. The first 2 races, I was nowhere, and then I had that 1 week off, and then came back, and then it's just been a very good run ever since. It's been nuts.
Yeah, you started, the first week was 12th, and then you had you didn't race in the second, and then you've just absolutely, I think you won 6 on the trot, basically.
No, Nürburgring was a bit of a failure, but
yeah. But you've had such a consistency even in the overall. Like, your lowest finishing position was 12th at the start of the year, and then the last 6 races have just been, the last 7 races have been phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure. And tonight I'll probably I might have a penalty coming. I just looked at my lap 1 incident with Herb, and I think that's my fault. So I
was going to say, what happened?
For that.
What happened?
Well, looking at the replay, it just looks like the car just kept going wide on me, and unfortunately Herb's there, and looks like netcode wasn't nice either because I went inside him a bit as well, so
right.
Which didn't help. But yeah, I'm on the inside, so I'm primarily the fault, so it's got to be me.
Okay, well, you a phenomenal effort, because you got caught up in that. Max Ricker got caught up in it as well, and I think you managed to sort of escape relatively unscathed. Did you have any damage from that then?
Yeah, about 4.5. I was doing the no tyres, but instead of doing a full tank, I'd put about 40 minutes of fuel in, then 20.
Right.
And then after that, I just drove as hard as I could.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the most fun races I've ever had. I've never done so much passing in any race ever. Had an awesome battle with Crunch for like 3/4 of a lap, which was just unreal. And obviously passing Jensen on the last corner, which he'll probably get that back after I get a penalty. But on track, I managed to pass him at the last corner.
I just got it right at the end.
But it was awesome fun, just passing all the way through and that sort of stuff. But awesome to have a decent season again. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, well, it's been dominated. The race today was pretty hectic and chaotic, pretty much from the get go. But you've absolutely killed it this season in silver class, and even overall, you'll finish in the top 10, and just absolutely phenomenal season. So massive congratulations on it overall.
No worries, mate. And thank you very much. And as always, thanks for doing commentary all season. We all appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you. And well done. Awesome job.
Thanks, mate. See you next time.
Thanks, mate. Bye. All right. And then to finish it off, we've got Zach Jensen. Are you there?
Certainly am, Nick. How you doing?
Is it Jensen or Jensen?
Jensen.
Jensen. Right. All right. I'll make sure I get that right for...
you're fine. So a lot of people get it wrong.
But nice to meet you. Nice to virtually meet you.
Same to you.
Congratulations. Walk us through it. You just before we go on to there, give us a bit of background, because you haven't been with us all season. You jumped in maybe 2 or 3 races, or maybe even a little bit later than that this season.
I signed up just before the Zandvoort race, but I wasn't able to get to that one. So my first one was at the Nordschleifer.
Gotcha. And I didn't have your livery that day, but I got it afterwards.
We nearly had it.
Just about. It's not much different, is it? And no. Have you raced in Rouge before, or where'd you venture from?
This is my first time at Rouge. Funnily enough, Herbie actually sort of brought me across from Octane Online. I raced with him there as well.
Yeah, nice.
He dragged me along, and I went, you know what? I could happily do with some extra racing.
Yeah, awesome. And then, so qualifying today, where did you start? You started 11th, highest of the AM runners. How'd you find the going today?
I think it's just the Mustang is absolutely suited for this, and if you can make a fast car turn, it's just a lot easier than a car through the corners to make that fast. So I was happy with that.
And I think your strategy, were you did you do tyres today? I can't remember.
No, actually, I was in for just a splash and dash, 3 litres, and off we went.
Yeah. And walk us through that battle with you and Wolsey at the end. He just pipped you right at the end.
Yeah, no, I was actually surprised that I was up that high. I know the Mustang's good, but obviously, just fortune favoured me today, and then trying to keep him behind.
Yep.
And I just think at that last corner, I was like, I just couldn't quite get myself over in time to sort of cut him off for the defence. So I was like, and then ended up going wide. So I was like, I'll let him have it.
Yeah.
He would have been like he was past me before with all the pits and everything. So I managed to just get out ahead of him again.
Yeah, no, it was a cracker all the way to the end there. And so, how'd you find the season overall? Did you like racing with these guys?
Yeah, no, these guys are a lot of fun. 2 out of the 3 races, I've definitely had battles. Valencia was a struggle in the Mustang. I just couldn't get it set up right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the Nords was good with Masterson, I think I was with.
Oh, yeah. Wally
And then,
Masterson,
with Wolsey and Latanzio for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Sort of before he pit.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Well, mate, it's been a pleasure commentating for you for the part of the season that you've been with us. You're going to jump on board next season as well. Will we see you next season?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't get these crazy hot weathers again.
It has been very hot. Well, we generally do follow the real. Is it this league that follows the real life temperatures? Anyway, we'll see what we get. But Zach Jensen, where's that surname from? What's the origins of Jensen?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was Prussian, and then obviously which then became Germanic through the dissolution of the Prussian Empire, whenever that was.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm the wrong person to be talking to about that. Beautiful. Hey, well, nice to virtually meet you. Congratulations on your class victory tonight. Glad to have you on board at Ruse, and looking forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, no, thanks. I've been appreciate the chat, and just been loving the handful of races I've been here. So
beautiful.
Keep on for more.
All right. Well, looking forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers. All right. Thanks, Zach.
So yeah.
Bye. All right. So that is everything for the season. So congratulations to our champions, Peter Wall in the silver class. The overall class is Max Ricker, and we've also got the AM class. I think that was Wally Masterson. I'm not too sure how the points will all flesh out. Thanks to everyone who's watched. Thanks to everyone who's given the stream a like. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. I haven't really been very interactive on the streams because I just don't have the right PC set up. So I'm hoping that I'll have that all sorted for the next season. So as I mentioned earlier, I think there's like a little mini series that's going to happen, and then we're going to get back into it. I think I saw sort of a provisional calendar not long ago. So we should be back. We will be back for another season to round out the year. So once again, thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone that makes it all go in the background, the admin team. That's Neil Fakeney, or Crunch as he's known. He does a lot of admin work. James Pierre Reed, Herbertron and Wolsey have also jumped in there as well. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes to make it all go. So thank you to all of those guys. Thank you to all the drivers. And looking forward to doing it all again in a little bit. So just keep your eyes peeled. We'll have updates for you, and looking forward to the next season. So enjoy the rest of your week, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a little while to complete another season to round out 2024. So until then, take care of yourself, stay safe. My name's Nick. I'll see you.